services we need to generate more economic prosperity, to make sure everyone's included. These are not easy questions and not simple answers to give. But politics has become about simple answers, supposedly, even though there are none. So there's a lack of straightforwardness in the way we look at politics. And for me, the fact that young people are, to a large extent, disinterested in politics is not the fault of young people themselves, but of politicians themselves, of a political system, of a media that makes it about the wrong kinds of things. So to my mind, to begin to shift the dialogue a little bit and to draw more and more young people into politics is the best way to transform the political process itself. Because the more young people get involved, the more politicians, even the old stodgy ones, and there are young stodgy ones too, don't get me wrong, they'll start realizing, okay, this mobilized youth, which is voting, which is being active, which is making a difference, is going to be the difference between whether I get elected or not. So we have to break that cycle. And the way to start doing that is start having conversations like this one here. This is why this event is much more of a conversation, of a dialogue, you guys asking me questions and me struggling to answer them, than it is about offering any real solutions or path, telling you run out and sign up to join the Liberal Party. Although if you want to, I'm told that there is a young person here who's trying to organize a Liberal Dawson community. Could you just stand up and wave? Hi, what's your name?
Cameron.
Cameron?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. You can talk to Cameron afterwards, and I no doubt Cameron might have a question for me because young Liberals are engaged and interested. And if that's your interest, then great. Get involved that way. But if that's not your interest, get involved in different ways. Continue to get involved with community organizations, with school organizations. Continue to understand the one thing that this current society we live in is very bad at encouraging in individuals, which is a sense of empowerment. We live in a society that views the individual not as a productive element, but as a consumptive element. A productive member of society is a consumer. Someone who buys stuff, keeps the economy rolling, spends. That seems to be, to a large extent, how we find our utility for the social collective right now. And that's backwards for me. For too long, we've judged people who were successful or relevant by the amount of money they make, spend, by the level of fame they've achieved, by how many magazine covers there are on, or newspaper articles, or their authority or their importance within a community, even by hierarchies. Rather than saying that someone is important because of their relevance to whatever group surrounds them. Because that is the fundamental core need of any human being, to be relevant to their tribe. That's all that matters. We need to know that the world is a slightly different and better place because we would have passed through it than it would have been had we never existed. And we get that from the recognition of our peers, from being able to know that we've changed just a little bit, perhaps, the world around us, to know that we matter. And that's the best way of dealing with this crisis of relevance that we're all feeling right now. Information is power. We've come full circle since the Gutenberg Bible, movable type. When access to information empowered, we are now disempowered by the overwhelming access to information we have. 24 hours of news cycles, thousands of channels on TV, some total of all human knowledge supposedly on the internet. Don't count on Wikipedia for your term papers, but it's a great place to start. I mean, the amount of information we have at our fingertips, instead of making us feel powerful, tends to make us sit back and go, oh my God, There's so much out there, there's so much to know, there's so much going on. How can I possibly make a difference? The answer is to get involved, to get connected, to start understanding that shaping the world around you, even just a little bit, through the action of yourself and a few friends, or yourself and an organization, whichever that organization may be, is the path that leads not just to relevance on an individual level, but genuine change for society. Because gone, if they ever existed, gone are the times where one leader, no matter how powerful, one group of leaders, one party, could fix things, could change things. We're seeing that south of the border. As extraordinary a leader as Barack Obama is, he's not going to be able to do it alone. He's not going to succeed in turning this tremendous juggernaut that is the United States onto a more balanced and profitable, prosperous path for everyone, unless he has the input and the mobilization and the actions of millions upon millions, of hundreds of millions of Americans who are being part of the solution too. So part of the future of democracy and politics relies on being engaged, powerful citizens. And that doesn't start once you achieve a certain amount of responsibility. You guys aren't leaders of tomorrow. And when we say that, since you can be a leader, you guys are leaders of tomorrow. I'd say that to inspire. Leaders of tomorrow. That's conditional. If you eat your veggies, if you do your homework, if you graduate from school, if you get a good job, if you get a promotion, then one day maybe you can be a leader. No. You're leaders today. That's what we need you to be. That's how we need you to act. To take on responsibilities, shape the world around you. Understand that unless we start doing that right now, right here, we're in for a really, really depressing ride over the next century. But the world is rife with possibilities. The world is waiting for a group of people to step up, figure out solutions to share with them. Canada can be the place that shares solutions to the world. Technological solutions, energy solutions, environmental solutions, but also solutions around social justice and multiculturalism and diffusing conflicts, around empowering citizens, embracing differences. Canada is a country that, to a large extent, has gotten it extraordinarily right. But if we're going to build on that and not simply coast like we have been for the past while, we need to collectively and individually step up. And that's the challenge I lay before you today. Merci beaucoup, mes amis.
It was a good speech.
Up here at front, but if you choose not to use a mic, and probably just stand up. I mean, we'll use the mics if we have to, but to maybe for the first question, because we're a fairly intimate, cozy group here, people can, the first brave person can stand up and ask what his favorite color is. All right.